live here in just a few seconds. Cover stress today. So in this episode that we have going on in our life right now, most of us are stressed out, crazy, living at home, not knowing what to do. We don't have finances, we can't go to work, we can't even hug our neighbor, and God forbid we can't shake a person's hand. So we're going to talk about stress. We're going to come up with 3 very powerful ways and strategies to offset the stress. You're not going to get rid of stress. I hope you realize that. So let's just dive into this. If you have questions, post them. I can't read them while I'm doing this. So I'll answer them afterwards. I'll have maybe a few links on what we're talking about today. But you'll leave here today with a sense of you understand what stress can do to you. So you see this is very, very serious. You can't let stress continue destroying your life. And you can't overlook it to say, well, I'm stressed, it's just the way it is. Because it's the #1 cause of death and destruction. Because stress infiltrates, it destroys your cells, it destroys your heart, it causes everything, all damage. It's like all damage leads back to stress. So Hans Selye, this is pretty interesting, back in 1936, his theory called the generalized adaptation syndrome. It was groundbreaking, and it's still apparent today. We just elaborate on it a little bit deeper. If you remember Hans Selye in your science classes, or maybe it was psychology, so one of those classes in high school or college, but there's 3 stages. 1, the alarm stage. We're going to talk about the alarm stage. We're designed resolve threat, and we have to get back in balance. The second is resistance, and then exhaustion. So we're going to talk about those 3 so you understand that, and then how it relates to your health. Because what's it matter if we throw out all these terms and you can't relate to them, and you can't leave here today with implementation. Does no good if you say, well, that was a cute talk, but you can't implement anything. So the alarm stage is when we are threatened by something. Boom. Government shuts down. You can't work tomorrow. You're like, what? I can't work? Alarm stage. You start heavy breathing. Your heart starts to palpitate. You're wondering what's going on. Well, this happens at any stressor that you are affected by, which meaning some people that have billions of dollars in the bank, they looked at this and said, whew, thank God I get a vacation. It wasn't a stress to them. Where somebody else living day to day, it's like, how am I going to survive? So we handle stress, each of us handle stress individually and differently. But in the alarm stage, it's a fight and flight situation. Your heart rate goes up. You need to pump blood back into the muscles. You don't need blood into your organs to digest food. You need blood into the muscles to run. You don't need energy into your brain for thought and concentration. You need the ability to have your eyes dilated so you can see where to run and get the heck out. You're in a state of stress, fight and flight. You need more oxygen. That's where you breathe heavy. Digestion shuts off. So if you had to pee and all of a sudden you hear a gunshot through your window, you no longer have to pee. Your system is so intelligently designed that God created this body. So when it's under stress, you can't be running from a lion or stressed out and say, oh, stop, I gotta pee. That system shuts down. Isn't that pretty cool? And your immunity shuts down. You don't need to heal from an infection at this point. You don't need to heal from a virus at this point. In fact, your system shut down, so it's hard or impossible to heal, at least properly, from a virus or a bacteria. So this is why this is so important right now in the state we're in. You've got to get a handle on your stress, and you've got to get a handle on what you can get a handle on. I read a book before ever going to chiropractic school, and it was all you can do is all you can do, but all you can do is enough. And it was a little paperback. And I remember reading that. It inspired me that I can do a lot, but I don't have to do everything. But I got to do something. You can do something for your stress levels right now. And then in between the alarm stage, this is where your body is getting stressed out crazy. It should go back into a rest and relaxation mode. We're going to talk about that. And if it stays like that, it ends up chronic. But in between, after the alarm stage, is the resistance stage. That's when you have a lowered defense. So your immune system is lower. You're susceptible to colds and flu. You ever notice that when you're under stress? Oh, honey, I just don't feel good. I'm getting a cold again. Because you're under stress. You can't heal. Your immune system is weak. Muscular aches and pains all over the body. And you're very vulnerable in this stage. So you go from an acute stage. It starts to, your body's being depleted. And then you have to rebound out. So it's that in that resistance stage where we put on the brakes and we stop and we say, okay, we're not in danger. Let's stop. Let's start to heal. So then if we're healthy, we rebound, and within minutes or maybe an hour, depending on the stressful situation, it's usually minutes, that your heart rate is right back in rhythm. Your breathing is calm. You're not clammy and sweaty. Your muscles are relaxed. You can sit. You can read a book. You can concentrate. And all of a sudden you go, oh, I got to go pee, because your digestion kicks back in. That's when your body will begin to heal. But this is where it gets tricky. And this is where you need to identify where you're at. If you're in this stressful situation, you go into resistant stage and you don't recover, you go into chronic stress mode. And many of you are in a chronic stress mode. I hear it from my patients every day. Doc, I have this muscle pain. What are you doing for it? You can't rely on me 100%. I'll do everything I can here. I'll give you tools. Are you exercising? I don't have time to exercise. Ding, ding, ding. You're under stress. Are you eating healthy? I don't have time to make food. I have to stop at McDonald's and grab something. Ding, ding, ding. You're under stress. Are you drinking water? It tastes bad. So all these things, what you do is you'll feed and weaken your immune system. You'll feed the stressor, and it will become chronic. You have to make choices to change. We're going to talk about 3 today that are really easy to do. So if you stay in that chronic stress mode, and this is day in and day out, you wake up, minute you wake up, you're checking your phone, you're looking at the schedule, you're watching the news, you get stressed out, and if you're going to work stressed. If you're not going to work, you're wondering, how am I going to pay bills? And oh crap, I'm halfway to Walmart and I forgot my mask. You increase your rate of heart attack, stroke, and you have inflammation. What happens is your heart is constantly working harder. It's like never getting off the treadmill. You're just burning yourself at both ends. You have a weakened immunity, which subjects you to all sickness and disease. So if you're among this chronic stress right now and you have a weak heart, you have inflammation in your arteries and cardiovascular system, and your walls are beginning to plaque. Inflammation will cause plaquing in the walls, and it will start to cause stress in the inner lining of the wall, and you'll start to plaque, and you'll become very vulnerable to plaque, break, stroke, or a heart attack. You have a decreased immunity, and if you were to be exposed to this virus, you're in a very vulnerable situation. It's very hard to recover from that because you're already flat on your back anyhow. We've got to build our system up so we can resist this. Digestion shuts down. What I hear a lot is, man, I don't go to the bathroom. I go twice a week. Bowel movements. That's horrible. It means everything's being impacted inside. Why? Because you're living under a chronic stress. Your bowels, your peristalsis, your relaxation to get rid of is just not functioning. And this all goes back to the nerve system, which is really key. When you talk about chiropractic, so many people say, oh, I want my neck cracked. It's a little stiff. Well, you know what? When you get an adjustment, we're going to talk about this, is it changes all the chemistry in your body and your neurology. It boom, it resets your body. Isn't that cool? Talk about that in a minute. This can lead to acid reflux, irritable bowel system, constipation, and then you get weight gain. Cortisol levels continue to rise, and you get belly fat. So does this sound like you? You know, you don't have to send out a thumbs up or however you do it on Facebook. But you could say, that's me. I'm living stressed out. I go from one stress to another. I go home. I have to make dinner. I got to get my kids. They didn't get their homework done. I get, and then you go to bed stressed. You wake up stressed. If you don't deal with this properly, you're going to burn out and you're going to have an event, a cardiovascular event, a stroke, diabetes will kick in. And this is what they do. In fact, this was my sister. where she was getting sick and breaking down as she got older, and she didn't fight this. So if blood pressure goes up, they test you and they say, well, your blood pressure's up. Well, your blood pressure, if you're in a state of alarm state, your blood pressure's up. If it leads into a chronic state, your blood pressure's up. It's not due to, you're not lacking a pill. You don't need a pill to bring it down. You need to deal with the stress to eliminate the stress and allow your body to heal. Because prior to the blood pressure test, maybe a year ago or 5 years ago, you didn't have high blood pressure. So when you take a pill and you decrease your numbers, your blood pressure numbers, did you eliminate the stress? No. You just lowered your number. But physiologically, your body, your brain and nerve system is saying, dude, you didn't fix the problem. We still have the stress. We're still pumping blood, and your heart is still racing, and it's pumping blood, and if it's inflamed, it's harder to pump, so what's going to go back up? Blood pressure. And then 6 months, a year later, you go back in, and they say, well, you need 2 of them. One wasn't enough. Like, man, I guess I'm getting older. A year later, you need 3 of them. Like, what is happening to me? Because they're not addressing the stress. They're addressing the symptom. If you don't get to the root cause, the side effects of this and the stress will allow quicker death than anything, because you're not addressing the cause. So, and unfortunately, this is when my sister died at age, I believe, 54. That's how old I am. And I'm training for another rugby season, because I've learned how to deal with stress properly, and I've learned how to take care of myself. My sister, unfortunately, was on this. So, something for breathing, something for stomach, something for heart. It's just, this is the world we're in, unfortunately. So, when we look at the nerve system and how your body functions, this is paramount. Think of it as a seesaw. Remember the seesaw as a kid? You jump off and let the other kid slam. That causes spinal problems, That compresses the back. That's probably where a lot of us got these spinal problems, from abusing kids on the playground. We can't even go to the playground. So think of the seesaw. The one side is your sympathetic dominance, and the other side is parasympathetic. Well, sympathetic is the fight and flight system. It's the stress. And when you're in this stressed mode, this is becoming dominant. If it's becoming dominant, you live in this stress, you're going to burn out. We need to get the parasympathetic activated. We need to get the parasympathetic strong to offset this. So we got to get kids on this side to balance this out, so our parasympathetic can lead to rest and repair, growth and healing. That's when healing is restored. Like if I cut my knee and every day I keep irritating it because I keep falling on it, I'm never going to allow it to heal, because I'm irritating it. That's what stress does. It just keeps irritating the cells, irritating the stomach lining. The foods will cause inflammation, irritation, and you never heal. So we need to get the parasympathetic up. This must be in balance. So how do we do that? So that's what we're going to talk about for the next few minutes. You're going to leave here today with tools. It's, if I give you a hammer and you need to go home and hammer some nails in, and all you do is go home and stare at the nails, it does you no good. I'm going to give you 3 tools you can do, and they will transform your life if you use them. I guarantee you this. They work every time. I talk to patients every day about the other systems we have, just besides, I exercise, doc. That's not enough. I eat green leafy vegetables. That's good, but that's not enough. We have to get in balance. So, one, we need to have a healthy nerve system. You ever wonder if, like when you do cut your knee, what is healing the knee? What heals the knee? Is it the Neosporin? No, because I don't use Neosporin. My cuts heal. Is it the tea tree oil? Let's go with something natural. No. That can maybe take the infection or clean it out. Is it the soap and water? No. It's your brain and your nerve system that know how to heal this. So when your child falls and skins their knee, you don't have to put them on the prayer chain. You know that within a few days they're going to heal up. All you have to do is keep it clean, keep it from getting infected, irritated, leave it alone and it heals automatically. Isn't that cool? Well, if it can heal a skin on, skin, it can heal your stomach. It can heal your heart. It can heal your lungs. It can heal every organ and cell and tissue in your body. A healthy nerve system. So as a chiropractor, what I do and what you need to look at, and these are some practical things. One, do you have good posture? If your posture is this way, your spine is getting compressed, your nerves are getting compressed, your spine and nerve system will get suppressed. It means your healing will get suppressed, and you'll be in this stress, alarm state, chronic state for the rest of your life. Now let's talk about exercise with this. Let's say we're in this high stress mode, chronic stress. My heart rate's beating fast. I'm breathing heavier than normal. My blood pressure is up. My joints, muscles hurt. I'm not digesting food. My immune system down. And we say, let's go exercise. I'm big for exercise. Let's go exercise when you're in a state of stress. Good or bad? Good or bad? A little bit of both, but it's probably more bad than it is good. Because when you're in a state of stress and breakdown, you can't add more stress. All you're going to do is break the body down more. You need to get in balance and exercise. So exercise can help, but you've got to get this balance. Chiropractic care has been proven with every adjustment to stimulate the parasympathetic nerve system, growth and repair. I have patients that literally get off my table after an adjustment and go, wow, I feel relaxed. I can take a deep breath now. That's amazing. Or before they leave my office, within minutes, they say, my headache is gone. Their stress levels relaxed. They're in a growth and healing mode. So as we continue keeping our alignment, keeping our posture, we stimulate the parasympathetic. That is a very, very powerful tool to help your body heal. If you need more information, just message me, text me. We have books, I'll send you a book. You pay for shipping, I'll send you a book. Or I'll deliver it to your house. Love to help you. So the second thing to increase parasympathetic, there's a tool, if you type in HeartMath. So if I had my phone, which I'm videoing on, you Google HeartMath, and there's an app called Inner Balance, and there's a device I used this morning. I apologize, I meant to bring it in and show you. But it clips on my chest and it clips on my ear to measure heart rate and what's called heart rate variability. Look this up, heart rate variability. When your heart is in a nice smooth rhythm and relaxed, that means you're in a parasympathetic growth and healing. And what this app and this HeartMath, this monitor will do, and even some watches do, mine does a little bit, not much, not like my monitor. But this morning for 15 minutes, I took deep breathing. I'm going to show you what to do next. Deep breathing, measured my heart rate variability, and I was about 63% calm, which is pretty good for me. Anything 60, 70%, because I'm very high strung, very active, go, go, go. But I measure this, and some days I'm at only like 30%. And I have to look at that and say, if I continue going in a 30% rest and relaxation, my body's going to burn out. So it gives me a tool to measure. So if you can't just say, oh, I feel pretty good. How many people feel good today and drop dead tomorrow? How many people feel good and look good, they're in the gym working out, and they get diagnosed with cancer and they have 90 days to live? Don't depend on how you feel, and that's why this is so dangerous, because you could go in with aches and pains and problems. You take one of these and you're like, I feel great, because you're doped up. When you drink alcohol, what is it? You drink 3 or 4 beers. How do you feel? I feel good. I don't have pain. You're masking the symptoms. It's going to be back tomorrow, probably with vengeance. So HeartMath, Inner Balance, heart rate variability. It's about a $100 device, really cheap. So that gives you a tool to measure your heart rate and heart rate variability. Another app, if you go after you're done, I'll load this in my phone so you can go to my show notes or the notes on the video, and I'll load this in. But you type in Sagaara breathing, Sagaara breathing, and you'll see an app called Relax Lite. Relax Lite, it's a free app, and you can breathe. And we're going to practice this today. This is how cool this is. So each morning, most mornings, 6 days maybe, I take about 10 to 15 minutes and I just breathe. And I try to do it at lunch. I really should do it at lunch, but that's one of my to-do or my calming things. I need to take time to just breathe, even 5 minutes. But this is how it's done. You want to be in a nice, quiet, relaxed position, sit in a chair like on this stool. I don't have a back. This isn't the best. You want to be nice and relaxed. You don't have to sit Indian style, yoga style. Just sit relaxed. You want to be in a quiet place so the dogs aren't barking and crazy noise and everything. Block everything out. Breathe in. It's best to breathe in through your nose. Breathe it into your belly. And if you take 3 seconds breathing in, 3, hold for a few seconds, and then breathe out for 5 or 6 seconds. You want to double the breathing out time. So let's just do this, and I'll try to do this loud enough so you can see how I do this. In the breathing app, the Relax Lite will do this. Now what this does, and we'll practice this a second, what this does is it calms your heart rate down so your heart rate variability gets back in better rhythm, activates the parasympathetic for growth and healing, calms your brain down, which when you do this, listen, this is where the good stuff comes in. You increase immunity, you increase digestion, you decrease the sickness, you increase metabolism, you decrease cortisol so you burn belly fat, and you decrease your risk of heart disease, stroke, inflammation, so you live healthy. So we have to activate the parasympathetic. So let's try this. So you got to get relaxed, eyes closed. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Get a deep belly breath. When you hold, let that air come up into your lungs and then breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. If you even do 3, like, did you just hear my voice? I calmed down. If you even do 3 to 5 breaths in a state of stress, alarm stress, that's where people say, breathe. You're like, breathe. But you have to breathe the right way. If you just, you'll pass out. You'll hyperventilate. Breathe in. Get that belly breath. Relax. Breathe out. If you do 3 to 5 breaths, you'll calm that nerve system down and you'll let your body, your nerve system get activated. So those things can help. Another thing that can help fight against stress is what happens is you'll start to, as your immunity goes down, we need to support our immune system with healthy eating and healthy lifestyle choices. So 4 supplements we use kind of like as a foundation. We have them here. And we run a special on this. You'll save about $20. If you're interested, just when you come into the office, call or message me, say, hey, I think you save like $20 or $25 if you buy all 4. It's really cool. But the 4 products we use one is called chlorella. It's a deep green. It heals and pulls the toxins out of your cells. And it's an immune booster. It's really cool. But it's a deep green. It's like a sea algae. And we need these deep greens for the nourishment and nutrients for our cells. If we don't have nourishment and nutrients, we're just going to burn ourselves out. And many of us, even though we may get salads in and vegetables, we're just not getting enough. And I do all 4 of these. I do them daily, and I've done them for years. Vitamin D, D3, sunlight. So when you go out into the sun, you get that D. You need about 10 to 15 minutes of exposed sun. Take your shirt off if you're a guy, or if you're in your backyard or something. Take your shirt off. You put on some shorts. Get some sun on your skin. Activates vitamin D. D has been very. It correlates to higher D levels, lower sickness and disease and cancer levels. Very important to get your D levels up. And that's something that you can have tested to see where you're at. Blood test. A probiotic. We have a probiotic, and what happens is when you're stressed, your gut bacteria, we had gut health last time, Dawnette did, and gut, if our gut is being, it's destructive and you don't have the good bacteria, your immune system is just shut down. So you need a good probiotic. And omega fish oil. Omega, all four of these have shown to boost immune system, your phagocytes, your neutrophils, your T cells, things that are fighting against viruses and fighting against sickness. So when we're in this state of stress, you need to take some tools and start implementing this. We can all breathe. It doesn't cost anything to breathe. It's a free app. You can breathe. Chiropractic care. If you're not seeing a chiropractor, get an evaluation to see where you're at. If your spine decays, the more it degenerates, the harder it is to fix and the more complicated it is. And, take some supplements. So I hope that helped. That was about 26 minutes. Take these 4 things. Hopefully you took some notes. 4 supplements: chlorella, vitamin D, a probiotic, and a fish oil, foundational. If you're not sure which one to take, ask your doctor, or ask your health practitioner, your chiropractor. What's the best. Unless you're a physician, if you're a medical doctor, physician, unless they understand nutrition, I wouldn't ask them. They haven't been trained in that. Ask somebody that's qualified. Have your spine checked. Do some breathing. Do that today. After you're done, take 5 breaths by yourself quietly. Learn how to do it. Take 5 minutes if you have the time. Another very powerful breathing technique is by Wim Hoff. Just Google his name, YouTube his name. He's called the Iceman. And what's really neat is in the morning, you can do this for a few minutes. You lay on your back, you take 30 deep breaths. You do 30 of those. You get oxygen into your lungs, into your body. You get a little lightheaded, that's why you have to lay down. And then you hold your breath. So you test yourself. This is a really cool thing. If you want, this is like an advanced move. I was telling my staff today, go home and do this. Hold your breath after you're done. See how long you can hold it for. Most are like 30, 40 seconds. So I did this, and you do 30 breaths, and then you stop and you hold your breath. Time yourself. After that, you take a deep breath. You do 30 more breaths. You stop and hold your breath. And you do one last 30 breath, hold your breath. At the last one, you can hold your breath longer, much longer than you could in the beginning. So when I did this, I did about a 40, 45 second, I could hold my breath. And then I did Wim Hof's program, and within a few weeks, I held my breath on my 3rd session for 3 minutes and 45 seconds, almost 4 minutes, because my lungs were becoming oxygenated, and I was training my body to get relaxed and heal. Now, if you see me here in the office or see me in some of my videos, I'm always go, 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 go. But I've learned how to take time to relax too. So you got to learn how to do that. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just email me, Google me, Facebook. We're all over the website. If you go to Innate Life, you're on this with the thing. Please share this with a friend. These are strategies we have to implement. Whether we're in a virus situation or not, we need to implement this for longevity and health so we don't die early. Invite people to our next one. We're having another one on kids' health Thursday night at 7:15. Dawnette Baker's going to do it on how to raise healthy kids. What do we need to do? What strategies? But my kids don't eat anything. They're so picky. We're going to show you how to start changing this and why you must do this. It's not a thing of, oh, I wish I could. It's if you have kids, you're responsible to help them stay healthy. You've got to learn these things. So I'm proud of you for being on here. I'm proud that you're listening and sharing this and implementing strategies. And another thing I'd love to see is comment. Say, hey, Doc, I've done this, and this is how it's helped me, and here's some new strategies. I have another app. Share this. Let's make this a community of sharing, because I only use a few. You may have some better ones. So I hope that helps. Share this. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Stay positive. Don't watch the media. Get healthy. Take care of your health right now. It's something you can do. Have a great day.